Now, Argentina's controversial new leader, Javier Milei, we spoke about him last week, he'll be inaugurated later today. And right here with us, Liberal Democrat in the New South Wales Parliament, John Ruddick, has been invited as a special guest of the President. He joins us now. John, great to see you. You've got the Argentinian flag up behind you. You're sitting there in Buenos Aires. Tell us how you came to be invited.
Well, thank you for having me. Look, I will confess to a degree of imposter syndrome here because I'm going to be here with various world leaders tomorrow, and I'm just a humble little crossbencher in the New South Wales Upper House. But what happened was this. When you're a crossbencher in the New South Wales Parliament, there is a roster of when we get to ask a question to one of the ministers in the government. So about 10 days ago, I was rostered on to ask a question. So I thought, well, okay, I'll ask the Treasurer a question, Daniel Muki. I'll ask him, what does he think about the new President-elect of Argentina? And do you think that the New South Wales government can learn from him? So I got to ask that question. Muki gave quite an entertaining answer. And then I get to give a 3-minute speech and reply at the end of question time. Now, Rowan, that 3-minute reply made the Argentinian 6 o'clock news. Because the final line was, I said, look, don't cry for me, Argentina is out. Inspire me, Argentina is in.
Fantastic.
So my Twitter account got flooded by all these Spanish speakers from Argentina saying, this is fantastic. Then the next day, 2 members of the incoming administration said, President Milei would like you to come to the inauguration. And at first I was unsure that it was actually legit, but here we are.
So here you are. So will you meet Javier? Tell us that, but also just tell us briefly for viewers what in particular inspires you about Javier Milei.
Well, I am hopeful of meeting him. But look, my little party, we're actually now called the Libertarian Party, so we're no longer the Liberal Democrats. Javier Milei is what libertarians all around the world have been waiting for. He is a radical libertarian. And look, Argentina is a mess economically and in many other ways. There's a lot of parallels between Australia and Argentina. We're both in the southern continent. We've got Southern Hemisphere. We've got a lot of natural wealth, a lot of European migrants. And the two countries, if you go back to the 1940s, had very similar world-leading living standards. But then Australia largely has stayed on the track of free enterprise. Poor old Argentina has been, tormented by socialism and military dictatorships and hard left, hard right governments. Now, Milei is a brilliant economist. He's written about 50 academic papers, and look, we all like Margaret Thatcher and Ronald Reagan, all the people that get up every Sunday morning like me to watch The Outsiders. But Reagan and Thatcher were little pussycats with their economic reforms compared to what Javier Milei is intending to do.
Rita.
Well, he's got quite a job. Looking at inflation over 140% in Argentina. And like you said, this rich country, once rich country, is now really in all sorts of financial strife. There's all sorts of rumours that Donald Trump is going to be at this inauguration. What are you hearing in Argentina? Are they expecting him? And who else are you expecting to meet? I mean, there would be other world leaders there you'd expect.
Well, the interesting thing about Argentina's foreign policy is that it has for a couple of generations been very much in favour of China and all the baddies around the world, Venezuela, Cuba and everything. Milei has come out and he says, look, we are going to be friends with the United States and we're going to be friends with Western countries. And he's just announced that he's going to pull out of the BRICS thing, which is sort of like the rival to the G20. So he's, he very much wants to, be friends with the West, which is terrific. Now, in terms of Donald Trump, look, I would be thrilled if Donald Trump came here. I have a feeling he won't because, look, he'd sort of overshadow everything. Everyone would be looking at Donald Trump when the focus should be on Javier Milei. But look, there's a lot of world leaders, but the Trump team is sending people down. Biden is sending people down. So as far as I know, little old John Ruddick is the sole Australian representative there tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to that.
Well, you always put on a good show for Australia, John.
Well,
James.
it's your little Aussie battler there in Argentina. But so tell me though, John, like you're going to come back to the New South Wales Parliament next year. You're going to have Parliament. You're going to be from Libertarians. What are the lessons you're going to take from Argentina to New South Wales?
Okay, well, look, Argentina is the lesson about what we don't want to do, but that we have been heading down this track of a much bigger state for a couple of decades. Now, the Liberal Party has been running Australia for most of about 20 of the last 27 years. It's been run by the Liberal Party. But the government keeps getting bigger and bigger. John Howard, the great John Howard, it was the one that introduced middle-class welfare, which is the most absurd notion of all time. And it's very hard to get rid of welfare programs. So I'm saying, look, let's not do what Argentina has done in the past, or we'll end up like Argentina today.
And Javier Milei's great kind of visual gag is the chainsaw. He wants to take the chainsaw to the economy, and he did a terrific thing where he had a big whiteboard with all the names of all the different bureaucracies and public servants, and he went, out, get rid of this one, out, get rid of that one. And I think we could do a lot of that here in Australia. John Ruddick, have a fantastic time there at the Milei inauguration, and I can't think of a better representative of Australia, John. So you have a great time, and thanks so much for talking to us this morning here on Outsiders.